Hey, hey, welcome to Live with Lynn. So if you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so I know you were here. I'm Lynn Huber, and I appreciate you being here today. So today I'm going to talk about reasons why people don't succeed. Are you struggling to reach your goals? If you are, don't feel bad. Most people are. The fact is that the vast majority of people fall well short of their own goals. And I believe that the main reason is fear. Fear isn't the only reason you might be struggling. Obviously, there's a lot of different reasons, but I think fear is probably one of the most powerful ones. Nothing holds people back from tapping into their full potential and becoming the best version of themselves more than fear. The truth is that fear always has and always will dictate people's decisions, regardless of how rational that fear it might be or how irrational it is. It doesn't matter. Stock markets rise and fall based on fear. Nations attack other nations because of fear. Overprotected parents extinguish their kids' creative sparks based on fear. And it goes on and on and on. So if you're looking to try something new, like maybe starting a new business or joining me in my Avon business or any other direct sales company, or, starting any kind of business, actually, maybe you want to own a restaurant, or maybe you have an idea and you want to start your own business based on that idea. My friend Kirsten, who keeps me beautiful, well, at least as much as possible, Kirsten left her salon that she was working for, and she went out on her own. And she's building an amazing business of her own, right? She does everything. She does hair, she does nails, she does eyelashes, she does waxing. I mean, there's probably more that I don't even know about. But, or maybe you've already started a business, or maybe you're even in Avon with me already, but it can be scary at first. There's so many uncertainties and so many things that you have to think through. And if you happen to be predisposed to fear to begin with, it can start you down a spiral of fear that can stop your business before it even leaves the ground. So in fact, fear is probably the number one reason why people don't even succeed in life. In business, giving into any one of these fears can put you in the liability column really quickly. Part of starting your own business is knowing in advance that you are going to have fear, right? Fear is going to likely raise its head, and you've got to defeat those fears before they settle in. You can't let them control your business. You can't let them stop you from becoming all that you want to be, right? So today I want to talk about some of the top reasons that I've seen people fail in business, some of the top fears that I think hold people back. So the first one is fear of failure. So who likes to fail? Nobody, right? Everybody fears failure. We don't want to experience failure because sometimes we can define ourselves by it, right? We feel that other people might look at us like a failure. And for that reason, many people decide not even to start a business because they don't want to look bad in the eyes of the world, or even in the mirror. They have this thing about failure. Failure, we've talked about that before. It's just learning what doesn't work. But so many of us internalize that, oh, it didn't work, we failed, and that makes us a bad person. And that's not true at all. Another fear is fear of success. So who wants to succeed? Well, of course, everyone wants to succeed, right? But who wants you to succeed? Hi, Anitra. Good morning. Who really wants you to succeed? Unfortunately, it's not the people that you think, sadly. Right now, the people that you hang around with the most are all likely in the same boat. Everyone in your circle likely works long hours. They make the same kind of money. They have the same kind of struggles. And what if you decide to build a business and you hit your home run and you're wildly successful, right? You end up quitting your job, spending more time with your family, traveling, moving into a new home, upgrading your life, and subconsciously you might be worried about how those friends will perceive you now. Your friends, I'm sorry, but people, we call it the crab syndrome, right? Where you heard of the crabs in the bucket, where if you try to get out, the crabs will pull you back in. Well, it's true. In reality, it's true in life too, because you're highly successful now. You built this business, you've gone off. And this is what you're afraid of subconsciously, is now your friends are going to be going, look at her. She thinks she's hot stuff now. She doesn't have time for us anymore. Always going on vacations, driving that new Mercedes, hanging out with her new rich friends. She thinks she's better than us now. I mean, can you hear these things, people? It's sad. It's really sad that people say those things. And naturally, your friends and family are going to be jealous because you're hitting it out of the ballpark, because you're being successful. And they can do what you did, but they chose to stay exactly where they are. And how dare you go out there and succeed and make them look bad? And so they may or may not say that to you, but subconsciously, some will think that. I'm not saying everyone, some will. But you can't choose to hold yourself down because you're afraid that your success is going to make other people feel like failures. Don't do this to yourself. You know, if you're in a business like mine in Avon, you have the ability to bring those people with you. And if they don't want to come with you, that's on them, right? But don't let that fear of success be something that's going to hold you back. The next one, and I see this all the time, is the fear of being too busy. Isn't that funny? The fear of being too busy. So being too busy causes some people to not be willing to start a side business, you know? And very often those who do start a business will end up letting that business just sit idle and eventually go away because they feel that their life is too busy to build it. And so they seal their fate and to keep them stuck right where they are. Have you ever want to get unbusy? You have to make time for your business to succeed. You have to. And in my business, luckily you can do that in small increments of time, you know. But here's the truth. Everyone is busy. Everybody. You're rarely ever, if ever, going to meet somebody who says, gee, I have so much time on my hands. Now would be a good time to start a business, right? Probably not going to hear that very often. But everyone is busy. But true success, it depends on how you mitigate that busyness and parlay it into a victory for you and your family. Because if you can build a business and alongside your job, and then you can let go of your job and just build your business. And if you're in my kind of business, you know, in Avon or in a direct sales business, you can have all the time freedom and all the stuff that you dreamed of to begin with, right? The next one is fear of rejection. This is really big. I see this in my team members. I see this in anybody who's starting a business. But in any business, you have to go out and build it. You know, you have to sell something to the marketplace, whether it's a service or whether it's a product, you know, and I guarantee you, rest assured, not everyone is going to say yes and become a customer. In fact, probably a small percentage is going to say yes. Really, not everyone is going to join you in your business as a representative either. So go into it knowing this, or else you're going, you know, the first 5 no's you get are going to derail you. When you look at the stories of every successful person, you're always going to find examples of rejection. I mean, it doesn't matter. Steve Jobs, Elvis Presley, J.K. Rowling, Stephen King, Abraham Lincoln, Marilyn Monroe, Walt Disney, Oprah Winfrey, even Jesus Christ were rejected during the process of trying to make their mark, right? And every one of them ended up changing the world, some more than others, but they all ended up changing the world, right? That fear of rejection is only as powerful as your willingness to embrace it. Anitra says, no car for me, but I'm working hard to balance business and personal time. Yeah, awesome. So the next one is fear that it won't go as planned. Every startup entrepreneur has a vision for that business they want to build. They have a vision in their mind of what they expect out of it, right? They spent time planning it out and they have big expectations, but this isn't a scratch-off lottery ticket. You know, the first few action steps you take most likely are not going to yield you the results that you're expecting. You know, I mean, that's just how it is no matter what business, because things don't always go right. You know, in fact, when you're first starting something new, they tend to go wrong more than they go right. Some people might quit on you, right? The market might change and you might need to pivot. You know, we might run into a crazy pandemic that derails the whole world. Seriously, right? Who could have seen that coming? In fact, the only certainty in this world is uncertainty. So the truth is, your endeavor probably won't go as expected or the way you envisioned it. You know, there's way too many moving parts, too many personalities, too many external factors that can throw you that curveball. But if you keep moving forward and not allow yourself to be stripped of your dream, you will be successful. Another fear is fear of leaving the pack and going alone. So maybe you're afraid of being lonely, right? The entrepreneur has to do many things alone, from decision-making to handling problems to driving the business. And all of this is a new responsibility, which can be scary for some people. Plus, when you were in a job, you had You had the people you worked with that, you were working with them every day in an office. And so you weren't alone, right? But luckily, if you were to join my business, you'd get experienced support from me and Richard. So the next one, and this one was hard for me when I first left my job, but that fear of letting go of a steady paycheck. Job security and predictable income is wonderful, but you know what? There's no guarantees. And these days, there's really no more job security anymore. I mean, even the US government recently furloughed 800,000 workers with pay for no weeks when they couldn't balance the budget, right? And during this crazy pandemic, unemployment numbers, I think I read yesterday, they were at 16 point some odd percent, but they're higher than ever in history. I mean, this is depression numbers, right? But the good thing is you can start your business on the side of your regular job. You don't have to just quit your job and start a business. You can start your business on the side of your job, and you can grow your business, and then you have the freedom to decide when to quit your job, when you're ready, when it makes sense, right? And then there's the fear that you won't be good at it. Well, becoming a success in anything takes time. You have to be willing to be bad before you can be good at anything. And this is true in everything, in sports, in music, in games, and for sure in business. And so if you give up too soon, how will you ever get good and win? In fact, when you start something new, you have to give yourself permission that you probably won't be good in the beginning. Take the pressure off and give yourself a chance to learn and grow, because you will get better. And then the next one, fear of learning something new. If you don't learn something new, then you're never going to get new results, and you're never going to create a new lifestyle, right? You have to be willing to be coachable and have a burning desire and be willing to work. Embrace the new adventure that lies ahead of you, and absorb all you can to give yourself an inextinguishable edge. Seriously, learning, always be learning, because always be growing, right? So it's like, this is getting longer than I wanted. So you know what? I'm just going to leave it there. There's so many more fears that can hold you back from starting your own business or achieving your dreams. And I bet you could come up with a lot more. But yeah, I'm running out of time here. So, life is too short not to make an impact and overcome your fears. Life is so amazingly short. None of us know how long we're going to be on this earth. Don't let that fear keep you from being all that you can be. So every time that fear makes itself known, move into it, run towards it. It's really not going to hurt you. But if you give into it, it can stop you from becoming all that you want in your life. So embrace the fear and use it to help you get more out of your life, because you deserve it, right? Just let go of the fear and go after what you want. Go for your dreams. So, hey, now I'd love to hear from you. What kinds of things are you afraid of and that hold you back? What kinds of things help you to overcome those fears? Please get down in the comments and share. I would love to hear your stories. Thank you, Anitra, for being live with me today, and anyone else who might be live who just didn't comment, and anyone who's watching the replay. I appreciate you. So go out there and have an amazing day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.